Greetings, students. Mr. Munir here with your Automation and Robotics Coder Z lesson of the day. Okay, so at this point, you should have already finished Plains and Hills 1. Well, of course, what does that lead us to? Plains and Hills 2. Now, here's the deal. We're going to be walking through this at a pretty quick pace, so you got to stay on top of it. I already noticed that some of you didn't even start. It is Sunday, and with it being due, you should have at least started it. You don't want to be in a position where you're just trying to get this finished the night before. That's not fun, and you know what? It defeats the purpose of this. We're going to be moving at a pretty quick pace, and you just got to get started. You got to get it done, and you got to move forward. Not all of this stuff is super easy, so I get if it's challenging to you, but the thing is that I'm showing you how to do most of it in this lesson. So as long as you're paying attention and you understand, yeah, you should be able to get it done pretty easy. With that being said, if this stuff is hard for you, if you're not getting it, you know what? The question is not, hey, is Mr. Munir going to give me a bad grade for not doing it? The question is, have I given myself enough time to realize that I wasn't able to do this, that I can contact Mr. Munir and ask him for help? I had a student that contacted me today and said, hey, I can't figure out the last level. They didn't say I couldn't figure out the fourth level. They said, I can't figure out the last level, and I need your help, and I've tried it a whole bunch, and I still can't figure it out. And you know what ended up happening? I basically told them how to do it. Because you know what? I appreciate them reaching out. And if I know that they're working on it and they're just getting stuck, I'm totally okay with more or less giving you the answer. But in order to have that conversation, you have to have done it before 11:30 p.m. the night before it's due, because that conversation is probably not going to happen because I'll be asleep at that time. So with that being said, don't procrastinate. The goal is for us to get through at least this whole thing, and so that's looking like one of these sets of activities every class period. Now, some are harder than others, so I'm not going to do that for every single one of these sets, but the goal is to get down to this line following logic, because that's where the stuff gets really, really cool. So we're going to have to, put in the work. With that being said, your class time that you would be with me is when you're supposed to be working on this. The idea is that moving forward, my ed puzzles are going to get shorter and shorter, and you're going to be able to work on this while you should be in class. Okay, so with that being said, let's see how much time I just took up explaining that. Bam, I took up 3 minutes, so that's that. Moving forward, let's get this going. What's the assignment for this class? It's Plains and Hills 2. All right, so as always, I'm going to go ahead and get started. We've got 6 activities. I'm going to show you at least the first 3. So let's go through it. Long glide. Please wait while we load everything. Awesomeness takes time. Okay, now here's the deal. I'm allowing this Edpuzzle video, I'm allowing you to skip through it because, for instance, right now, while it's loading, you can skip this process and save yourself however many seconds it's going to take to load. Okay, but I'm going to show you how to do the first 3 activities, so you probably should watch this video. Okay, so I'm going to see, everyone should have watched to completion, but I'm going to allow skipping to allow you to skip moments where it's just loading. So I'm going to stop talking. Let's let it load. Okay, it's loaded. Sweet. All right, I'm going to make this guy a little smaller, so I'm smaller. Glide up this long ramp to the target. Okay, easy enough. The ramp is a slight incline, but Ruby's maximum motor power might still not be enough. Okay, this block will drive Ruby up the hill. All right, let's try running it to see if it works. Okay, so simulation is running. And the power is there, but Ruby needs space to build more speed. Add blocks to make Ruby go back a bit before driving fully. Okay, it's cool. So I'm going to reset the simulation. So at this point, you should be able to like, this is exactly what we did in the last one. So they're not making anything new occur here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a weight block, and then we're going to add another set motor power. And we should know at this point that I'm going to start at negative 100 left and negative 100 right. And then let's wait. I don't know. How big is this map? Okay, looks like I've got some room there. So let's wait, I don't know, 3,000. Going back, and then we're going to start going forward. Let's see how that works. I'm going to go back to this view. Let's see if that works for us. So I went back for 3 seconds. I didn't fall off the edge. Or did I fall off the edge? Oh, I fell off the edge. Okay, so that didn't work. Let's reset the simulation, and let's make that. I don't want to get anywhere near the edge, so let's make that 2,000 milliseconds. And let's try that again. Okay. So 2,000 milliseconds goes backwards, builds up speed, and oh, he makes it. Sweet. All right. So that's it. Next activity. And as you can see, there's trial and error here. Okay, so it's not all, you're not always going to get it on the first time, and that's not my expectation. But my expectation is that you learn. So you're understanding that it's like, what are they showing you here? That like you need to be able to accelerate. Okay, the target sits at a higher point than where you start. However, the dip in front of Ruby should give it the momentum she needs to make it up. Okay, so there's like a dip, and then it goes back up. All right, on it. Okay, so now they're not telling me what to do. So they're telling me like, oh, figure it out on your own. Well, I know I've got to set my motor power, but maybe I don't have to go back. And in fact, I'm on a platform, so it looks like if I reverse, I'm going to fall off of it. So it doesn't look like that's what they want me to do here. So let's just try and give it full power and see if it's able to make it happen. Sweet. Okay, so that dip there allowed me to accelerate. And this is real physics stuff here. So it's not just some like weird video game that it's not like real life. This is like real life. If you go down a hill, right? Ask your parents. If they go down a hill, they have to let off the gas. Otherwise, they'll start going real fast in a car. Okay, so you pick up momentum. All right, and as that momentum increases, that then gives you what you need in order to move forward. And really, what is it talking about? It's kinetic energy. Whoa. Okay. You have a certain amount of potential energy at the top of that hill, and then it turns into kinetic energy as you move faster and faster. Kinetic energy is the energy of motion. Okay. The kinetic energy, and then as you go up, the kinetic energy goes down because your velocity goes down, your speed, more or less. Velocity is speed and direction. And your potential energy comes back up, and then boom, you hit that target. Okay, so that's talking about energy, mechanical energy, which is potential, and kinetic energy, which is physics, which you don't even touch until high school, but you're learning it, you're witnessing it, you're seeing it. I love it. Next activity. Okay, cool. That is quite a jump. Whoa, man, I'm not liking the look of that. That is looking way crazy, and I just, man, that's like nuts. So like, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to jump that high. Sorry, I'm trying to plug my mouse in. I want to see if I can make this screen rotate. Did that give me a mouse? I don't know. It did. Okay. I can't. I can't make that screen rotate. I would have liked to rotate that screen. Okay, the ramp gets gradually steeper as it continues. To get to the target, Ruby will have to build up a lot of speed. Let's get Ruby to go as far back as she can before going for it. Okay, so this is basically the same deal. Okay. So I'm going to set motor power left, and I'm going to make that negative 100, but first I'm going to put all the blocks that I know that I'm going to need. I'm going to have to go reverse, I'm going to have to wait, and then I'm going to have to start going forward. So let's say negative 100, negative 100, wait 4,000. By the way, it doesn't have to be 4,000. I could make it 4,321. Let's go for it. Could be anything, right? And then I'm going to go forward. Okay, so reverse, wait, and then go forward. Okay, so that should be pretty obvious at this point. Let's look at what the code looks like. Interesting. You can always do that if you want. Hit play. Will this work? Will it work? I hope so. Okay, it's going reverse. Am I going to fall off? Am I going to fall off? No, sweet. Looks like it just put exactly the right amount of time. Awesome. Cool. I made it. That was happy. All right. So there you go. You're done. Okay. That's the first three activities. Now I said I was going to do at least the first three, but let me just take a look at this next one here and let's see if I'm going to talk about it or I'm going to do it for you or what. Okay, now to get to the target, Ruby needs to push this weight box along. Okay, this is a weight box. It can be pushed or lifted by Ruby, but will weigh her down with its mass. Alright, since there's only this one weight box, giving the motors 100% power should get the job done. Watch how the weight box mass affects Ruby's speed. Okay, well, let's hit play. It's only 20% power, so I don't know if that's going to be enough because I've got this weight. Oh man, it's not enough. So that's not working for me. So I'm going to have to hit stop and I'm going to have to reset the simulation. And I'm not going to waste time because I could hit it at left 50% and left 150, right 50%, and that might be enough. But at the end of the day, you know what? If 100% doesn't do it, then nothing will. So let's just go straight for the moneymaker, 100% on both of them. And let's see if that's going to be enough to push that weight box to the target. Oh yeah, plenty of power. Nice. Okay, cool. So I've now done your first four activities for you, and that should have been pretty obvious that you had to increase the motor power. So I'm definitely not going to do this one because I did the first four already. So this only leaves two of them for you to do. But let's talk about it. Okay, the more the merrier. Ruby's path is littered with weight boxes, so if you didn't feel the effect earlier, you will now. Ruby won't be able to push all those blocks in her way. Maybe she went back and forth to push them again and again. Okay. Click here to open the HUD so you can see the Ruby's readers. Do you think you can solve this mission? Let's wait and see. Haha, that was a play on words. Like a pun. Okay, so if I just play this now, let's see what happens. It didn't work, right? And I'm pushing and pushing, but it's just not working, right? Well, so apparently what they're suggesting that I do, I'm going to hit stop. Apparently what they're suggesting that you do is you push it and then you reverse and then slam into it again, right? They said that, like, you know, maybe if you push it again and again, it'll work. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, I'm not going to do this one for you because you have all the tools in your toolbox to be able to figure this out. And I mean, your toolbox is like your brain. So I'm not going to do this one for you. Um, but how would I suggest you go about this? Well, you're going to have to go forward at full speed, right? Because you want to get those blocks as far forward as you can on that first run. But then you're going to need to reverse, and then you're going to need to go full speed forward again. And obviously, you want to get as much speed as you can. So it's like you start, you push them as far forward, then you're going to have to back up a bunch, and then go full speed until you hit him again. You've built up some speed, right? And you might need to do that twice, three times. I don't know. Maybe just reversing once and then hitting him again will work. I haven't done this mission, so I don't know. But this is definitely up to you to do. Okay, so let's go back to the Learning Center and let's be clear. I've done these first four, so boom. You've got to do these two. That is your assignment. That's what your assignment is, okay? So you can watch this video to do literally all four of those, and all that's left for you to do is those two. Okay, so to be clear, you've got to watch the Edpuzzle videos, answer the questions. I allowed skipping in this one. So it just makes it easier for you to just get through it and see what the results are and not waste time. But you got to watch the Edpuzzle video, answer the questions, and then by next class, you've got to make sure you have this activity done. Now, last point. If you didn't finish Plains and Hills 1, I'm going to give you until the end of this week to finish Plains and Hills 1 and Plains and Hills 2. Okay? So I'm not going to mark you late this time because you're just getting used to it and it's brand new. But after this week, you have to have Plains and Hills 1 and 2 done. And if you don't have those done, you're going to start racking up late grades, and your grade is going to go down and down and down. And there's not really going to be any exceptions to that because the reality is, if you're not doing this, then what are you doing? You're just watching videos, and that's not really cool. That's just watching videos. So if you're not doing this, then you're really kind of not being on task. So by the end of this week, you've got to make sure that you have Plains and Hills. I'm sorry, not this week. You got to have Plains and Hills 1's done, and then Plains and Hills 2, and then I'm going to have more assignments for you as well. So that was kind of confusing. I don't mean by the end of this week you just need Plains and Hills 1 and 2, but by the end of this week, you're going to need all of the assignments that I have assigned done. And at the end of this week, that's going to be the cutoff. After that point, I'm going to start giving late grades. Okay, so you have until the end of this week to make sure that you've got everything under control, that you know how to do everything, that you're caught up on Coder Z, that if you need help, you've asked the questions, you've logged in, you've gotten your account ready, everything is good. You have until the end of this week to figure that out. After this week, you are going to start collecting late grades if you don't have it accomplished. Okay, so with that being said, that is it for me for now. Get Plains and Hills 2 done by the midnight on the day of the next class. Until next time, enjoy robotics.